Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 24 of the Two Gamer Dads podcast, a place where two literal gamer dads invite cool and interesting people, most of the time, and chat about life. Sometimes it's about our kids, sometimes it's about games. Whatever it is, it's always interesting, well, to us. I'm Ian, the host of this podcast, and with me is my fantastic co host, Marv. Marv, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm good. I was actually up until 2 a.m. this morning.
You were up until 2 a.m.?
Yeah, but it's
Is
not
it because
because
of
of...
football?
No, it's not because of the World Cup. I mean, I was watching the World Cup, but it's not because of the World Cup. I had audit
And
today, so I was a bit
working.
busy, doing last minute stuff. Good news is we passed the audit, so it was worth it, I guess.
Is this a government audit or is it?
Oh, it's a internal audit lah, like cross center
Okay.
kind of audit. Yeah.
So is it more like just to check? Is it a process audit or is it more a
it's a
documentation audit?
processes and
okay lah.
documentation audit. Like they check paperwork, they check like
Yeah.
assessments are being done, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
How are you
Okay.
guys?
Before we move on, we just want to say that as you can see, there's a lovely lady beside me. So later on, we'll have our. This is my wife. Hi. Say hi. We always talk about our wives, always in a good way.
Yes.
So Marion is with me here today, and later Sherilyn will join us once. I guess once Mare gets put to bed.
Yep.
Right.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just move straight into it. Usually we have a guest. I guess our spouses don't really count because they're not really guests. They're just our spouses. But anyway, today we thought we'll do something a bit different where it's just the two of us, and we'll do a kind of like a, at the end of the year you do like a review roundup of what what are some of the best things that you've done, seen, played. Maybe we can also recap some of the bad stuff that happened. But just kind of like recap through that. There's always like recently the Game of the Year awards also just been given out. Oh, not given out yet.
Nominated.
But the nominees have been nominated.
Stray's gonna win lah.
Don't no. No, later we can tell her what Stray is because she doesn't know what it is. Yeah. So before that, let's not talk about that then. Let's just go straight into that. So I thought instead of categorizing it into labels like movies, TV shows, games, I just thought we'll just say stuff like top 3 things that you've seen. So it can be anything that is a Netflix show, it can be an anime, it can be scenery, it doesn't have to be like a specific TV show or a movie that you've watched. It can be a YouTube video that you've liked recently. So we've got top 3 things that you've seen, top 3 things that you've played. So played can be anything from sports to board games to, obviously for us, video games. Top 3 things that you've done. Right, and then we'll kind of end it off with highlights of our family because we're also gamer dads. So just now Marion was commenting at our show notes. She was saying, why you got top 3 things you've seen, but then you have 7 blanks. So I think, Mark, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do like one? We just put out each one says there are 3, and then the next one says there are 3.
Yeah, sure.
Or you want to do like
then we can just explain why we love it so much.
And of course our wives can. Marion will chime in with. She might not have 3, but she'll chime in with whatever she really really enjoyed this year.
Sure.
So the top 3 things I've seen. So I'll start first with. Let's just kick this off with Star Wars. So one of the top 3 things I've seen is Andor. So we have had quite a few Star Wars limited series that came out this year. We've had we had Kenobi.
Yep.
We had Tales of the Jedi, and we had Andor. Did we have anything else? Did Bad Batch come out this year?
Yes,
Did Bad Batch come out this year?
Season 2 was this year.
Yeah. So
but
Bad Batch
I wouldn't put the animation stuff in the
So you wouldn't put Tales of the Jedi inside as well?
I wouldn't put them in the same like comparison category as the live action stuff lah.
So Andor and Kenobi basically.
Yeah. Did we get this year? Was Boba Fett this year?
Oh, maybe Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. Because I remember we talked about it in our podcast, and I don't know how long our podcast has been on for, but has it been a year?
Yes, it aired this year, February of this year. It aired last year 29 December. Ended in February.
Okay.
So I
So it
guess
kind of like
it's end of
overlap,
this year. Yeah.
now.
Yep.
Okay. So, but anyway, so I think Endor. I think we all agree that Endor just finished, so it has 12 episodes. And I think for me, and Mary can chime in because she watched it with me as well. To me, it's one of the best It's one of the best series on television that you can watch in 2022. Not just Star Wars, just best TV series that you can watch. Because for Marianne, who is absolutely not a Star Wars fan, she watches Star Wars because I make her watch Star Wars.
I don't mind it.
Yeah. You know, she doesn't mind Star Wars, but it's not something that she will like turn on Disney Plus and
She
be like,
wouldn't
"Oh, look, Star
actively
Wars," and then
seek
she'll
it
watch
out,
it.
lah, right?
Yeah. She wouldn't seek it out. She would like, I'll say like, "Hey, you wanna watch Star Wars with me?" Then she'll be like, "Okay, sure." Right, but like I didn't make her watch Kenobi with me because I knew that's not her thing. But I thought Endo would be up her alley, and so maybe just as a as like a praise for it, maybe Marion can share. Would you say this is one of the top 3 things you've seen this year?
Yeah. I mean, when you said top 3 things, I wasn't thinking of shows.
Oh,
So all my stuff are not
which
shows.
is fine.
But Endor is definitely like the best series we've watched
Wow.
in a long time.
Oh, is it the best series you watched this year, or is the Great British Bake Off better?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, if you're I feel like between Endor and like Wheel of Time, it's like really
What? Okay. That's bait.
No.
That's
She's
bait.
being sarcastic.
That's bait.
I really enjoyed it. Like I would look forward to each episode and
Yeah. When every Wednesday she'll be like, "Hey, it's Endo out."
Actually,
when it
I want
ended-
to ask
huh?
you, Marian, as a, I would say you're a non-Star Wars fan, right?
yeah.
As a non-Star Wars fan, did it feel like you're not watching a Star Wars show?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
times, it makes you forget, right?
Yeah. I think like after the first episode, I was like, this is a very un-Star Wars
Yeah.
Mm.
show.
Yep.
And there were barely any lightsabers.
No, there wasn't any.
There weren't.
Well, unless you
don't
unless
count
you
the
count
ship.
that one
the
that came
ship,
out of
yeah.
the ship.
Spoilers.
Come on. Oh,
The most epic lightsabers
that is
ever.
not a lightsaber, guys. Come on.
It kind of looked exactly like
A laser is not. That's like saying that when you shoot a blaster, a lightsaber shoots out of your blaster every single time.
no, but it made the sound and it
Yeah. Your lightsaber sound is shung.
yeah, it was really good.
I think the one I think I love the writing in the show. I think the writing is it's one of the best written shows I've watched. This like when so there's a scene in episode 11 or 10, I can't remember, where Luthen Rail, he like the his spy from the Imperial ISB, right, tells him like, what have you sacrificed, and he goes on this like 1 minute rant, and that whole passage where he says, right, like I read it on Reddit once and I was like, damn, that's like
Yeah.
up there with like all
That's
the
good
best
writing.
lines
Yep.
in Star Wars. And I think the reason why it doesn't feel like Star Wars is because there's no mention of Jedi, right? And when you think of Star Wars, you think of Jedi, right? All the mainline series, even all the limited series, most of it has to do with Jedi, minus Mandalorian, and even Mandalorian
Even
also
Mandalorian
has
Jedi.
Jedi.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, I mean it has
Exactly.
Grogu can use
Yep.
the Force.
It has Ahsoka.
And
it
there's
Luke.
Ahsoka as well. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of tie-ins, but this is the one show where it's really like in the ground. And I think not in the ground, on the ground. And I think like so, Mom, I think your favorite character is Deidre, right?
Yes.
One
I
of your
love
favorite
Deidre.
characters.
Is it Deidre?
Yeah. Deidre, whatever. But she's the ISB.
Nero, Deidre,
Yeah.
or something like that, right?
Yeah, she's the ISB. She's the Imperial, like
The lady lah. She's the
FBI ISB, whatever you want to call it.
captain or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I just like that it makes the Empire seem. I mean, they are evil, like they do torture and everything, but they
Yeah.
are evil on like a very professional level. Because when you really watch Star Wars, sometimes you just like the lights. There's a meme, right, where like the stormtroopers can never hit anybody. they just aim at a general direction, but they never hit anybody. That's why all your main characters never die. But yeah, I think this is for us especially one of the best shows that we've watched. And when I was like, when is season 2 coming out? I'm like, probably like 2024.
2 years lah. Around 2 years from now.
Yeah, because they haven't filmed it. They just greenlight the filming, right, for season 2.
Because
So they're gonna
there's-
take at least like
There's still like there's the Ahsoka series coming out.
yeah.
And there is Acolyte. There is Mandalorian season 3. Book of Boba Fett season 2.
Yeah,
So
not
there's
bad.
quite
Yeah,
a few
but
stuff in between before we get Endor again. Yeah, but I agree.
So
I agree. It's really well written. Every
Hmm.
episode is captivating. Every character is written in a way that you
Yes.
care about them, as opposed
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
the Hobbits in Lord of the Rings.
Ring of
Yeah.
Power.
Even the
On
most
that note, my second choice. No, I'm just kidding.
even the most boring like storyline isn't really boring. You
Yeah.
still want to know more.
Yeah. It's like when you read a good book, right, and they switch POVs, right? You know, a good book, right, will when you switch a POV, you're like, oh man, why you change my POV? Like it's just getting good. But then
Yep.
when you switch the POV, the author makes the next POV as good as the previous POV.
Yes.
So when it changes again, you're like, oh man, why you change back again? Like that's what I feel for Endor, is that every POV is very interesting.
Correct.
Yeah. Is
It's
that also on your
actually-
list, by the way?
It's actually on my list. It's not number one on my list.
Wow.
Yeah. So we can review.
Yeah.
I guess we can reveal it in our show notes.
Yeah. So let me
Yeah.
review that. Yeah. Let's go. Let's make it wait. Yeah. So then my second one is. So do you want to go yours? You want to go next? Oh, first or Yomi?
You
finish.
can go because mine is also Endor. So
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to? Do you have other? Actually, right now I want to ask Mary because she didn't put any shows, right? So can I just ask you to finish yours? Because I would really love to hear what is her.
Okay. So you said letter N, right? What do you think the N was for?
Narukyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we visited this gorge, that's like an hour or two away in
Yeah.
during fall. So we got to see like all the fall colors, and it was
Mm.
just spectacular. I think that was
It's a gorge, so that's what it's. There's like waterfalls and there's a bridge that crosses the gorge, so, and it's a very famous place. There's an onsen there as well. So when you
nice.
go there, it's very famous for what they call koyo, which is the fall autumn colors, and you can really see like all the different shades from red to yellow, yeah,
green
to green, yeah.
orange.
So it's pretty awesome, and we went when the weather was pretty nice as well.
Mm.
Yeah, so that was Narukokyo. What was your?
Another thing was to see my nephew being born before we left for
Ah,
Japan.
I can't believe that was before. Like that was this year.
Yeah,
It seems so long ago.
because like if not, everything will be very recent. But yeah, he was born in March, and that was like one of the best thing. Like my biggest joys in having to wait to go to Japan was that I got to see him before we left.
Yep,
Um,
that's true.
Nice.
Yeah.
And now that we look at him, he's so big already. He's 7 months, 8 months.
Gonna be. He's 8 months tomorrow.
Yeah, he can cruise already.
No, 9 months tomorrow.
Is it 9 months?
Yeah, 9 months.
He's a fat
tomorrow.
baby, right?
He's a cute baby.
You know, he's a fat baby.
fat.
February.
March.
Oh, March. No, he's a fat. Why would I say he's a fat baby? I mean, he was chubby. He's chubby. Okay, and then your last one?
Q Falls.
Which one? The one that we walked.
The one that we walked down.
Yeah, the one that I
We
carried Rebecca the whole way. Do you want to describe it?
Yeah, it's so Akyu is another onsen area, and there was this really nice
Yeah, Mount School.
waterfall.
Mm.
I think we went. It was still spring
No, summer.
or summer, but it
It's
wasn't
hot.
like it wasn't that hot.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
because it was at the waterfall.
It's
It's
shaded.
really nice. Becca
Yeah.
enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, we basically follow like the river bank, but your it's a gorge as well. So it's called Rai Rai Kyo.
No.
Not really
Akyu
cute?
Falls, the waterfall, not with Ray and Toa.
Not with them.
The one that you carry, you carry all the way down.
So okay, yeah, that was colder. Yeah, it was funny because we didn't really know where to go. Like when you enter that place,
Mhm.
you're like, okay, where do we go? And then we just thought, okay, let's just keep going down. And then it's because you can see the falls, but it's very lackluster.
Yeah, the first they lead you to like the viewing point,
Mm,
and that was literally a 1 minute walk from the car park.
yeah,
So
and then
like,
but
oh,
you have a
that's
very
it.
poor view of the falls. Like it's kind of blocked, and you
Were you
see
like,
from
were you like,
you see from a
is
top
this
down.
it? Is this it?
Yeah, exactly. You have this feeling, but then if you bother to like really walk down, and then you can actually go down all the way to the base of the waterfall. But it's it's not an easy walk down. Like you cannot.
It was not bad. It was like
But once it hits, no, as in terms of like
the steepness.
not the steepness, but like the rocks eventually at the end. Yeah,
I'm looking.
I mean it's not
forward
as bad.
to where you guys are gonna bring us for the weekend.
Oh,
Yeah, if it's gonna be as cold as it is now,
now our options
there
are
won't be
limited.
many outdoor places.
It'll probably be
You wouldn't-
less cold, right?
I have no idea
Because it's the-
actually.
it's the
February is
tail
quite
end.
cold.
The tail end of
I think
winter.
when you come, it's supposed to be like December weather, which is now,
Oh,
which is very cold.
okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
See. So just go on set every day, Hikai. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Those are good. Good. Good things you've seen. All right. My second one is an anime. So my second one is Spike's Family. Marv, you haven't watched it yet, right?
I started watching, but not very into it. Just taking my time.
So, Spike's Family is really good to me because it's not your typical anime, right? It follows a very like, so the premise of it is that you follow a spy, a male spy, who needs to basically have a fake family in order to like infiltrate another country. And the family that he creates, his daughter, he adopts from an orphanage, who is actually a psychic, so she can actually read people's minds. And then his wife that he eventually finds is an assassin, who and the funny thing is that they all don't know each other's secret identities, but they kind of have to like they want to keep each other's secret identity from each other because they want to keep this family running. Yeah, but then they kind of like during the whole process they kind of like become a family. Yeah, like the guy doesn't sit in the same room as the wife. Yeah, it's very because they don't really know what family is like supposed to be because they all come from broken families. So even the family that they have now, they don't think it's weird. But if you come from a normal family, when you look at them, you're like, this is really weird. But somehow they like it because it works for them. Yeah, and I think the stuff, it's a very light show in a sense that it's not a dark theme. There's no like
it's not
even when
heavy,
things
right?
are even when there are things that are serious, like the safety of a country or whatever, like the way that the animation is done, and the kid Anya, the girl who's psychic, kind of is the comic relief. She makes it funny because she always tries to like even her escapades in school are made very dramatic by what because she's psychic, right? So she can read what her father is like. She knows that her father is a real spy, and like the safety of the world depends on his mission. So even like the stuff that she does, she's like, oh no, I must do everything properly. If not, the world will end. Yeah. So I think it's one of the best animes I've watched recently. Yeah, that's for me. And then my last one is a book. So I think I may have mentioned this in the previous episode with Damien, but it's a book series called Cradle, and the 11th book came out called Dread God. So the reason why I like Cradle is because it's part of a subgenre of fantasy called cultivation fantasy, where it's okay. Maybe I'll ask me, when you think of cultivation fantasy, what do you think of?
There's a lot of crops being
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah, so cultivation comes from like the Eastern idea of cultivation. You know, like when you think of your Chinese mythology, like people like raise their qi, they train their qi to become like strong martial artists, right? They call them cultivators.
Oh.
So this is like it's like a fantasy book that's written in that style. Yeah, but it's written by a Western author, by an American author called Will White. So he kind of like takes the Chinese mythology tropes and kind of makes it more palatable for Western readers like me. And if you reach, it's quite a big genre now because it's getting more and more popular. But Cradle is in this case is known as like the best of the best. Like when people say read cultivation fantasy, they say just go read Cradle. And the 11th book just came out. And he writes quite prolifically, so he's no George R. Martin. He writes a book like every year, basically.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, and his books are not super long, obviously, but it's at least it's something to look forward to. Like he's gonna write the next book. So Dread God just came out as 11. I think he's only plans to write in this series. He plans to only write 12. So the next book will be the last one. And the good thing about this book is that it often comes when the next book comes out. It often goes free. So the first like 9 books goes on free. Yeah. So he often makes the previous books all free. Maybe except for the last 3 books. So he has 11 books now, right? When the third book comes out, the first 9 books may be free. Yeah, so you don't even need to buy it. You just wait for it to be free for you. Yeah, but obviously this is Kindle lah, so not a paperback book, just on Kindle. Yeah, so these are the top 3 things I've seen.
What's the title
I
of
did
the series?
Cradle.
Cradle.
Yeah, Cradle. You can just write Cradle book series. I think you'll get it.
Okay.
It's by an author called Will White. Yeah, Will White. Yeah, you can check it out. Yeah, and I have one honorable mention. I know this is weird. But
Of what?
I have 7. I have 7 items here, but I just want, and my honorable mention is Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
So I think we talked about this before in our big group where we said that we're kind of all burned out on Marvel. Where like I asked you guys, hey, did you guys watch Black Panther Wakanda Forever because it just came out? You're like, oh, it's out. Like there's no hype. Like previously, like I don't know, 5 years ago when a new Marvel movie comes out, everybody's excited to watch it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
But you're just like, no, I'll wait on Disney Plus before it comes out.
Black Panther.
Even though the reviews are good.
Like this Black Panther is the first MCU movie I've not watched it in the cinema like within the week of it opening.
Oh.
I've watched every single one within the week of it opening.
And you have no interest either, right?
It's not that I have no interest. I actually do have interest, but I just don't feel the urge to go and watch it in the cinema immediately.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But you don't mind waiting
I'll
a
just
few
wait
months
it for Disney Plus, and I'll definitely watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, there is MCU fatigue for sure.
Yeah. So that being said, I think Moon Knight. So the 2 limited series that came out was Moon Knight and She-Hulk, right? This year.
Yep.
And like Hawkeye came out last
Miss
year.
Marvel also.
Miss Marvel as well.
Yeah.
I think Moon Knight is by far the best.
Yeah.
And one that I enjoyed because it kind of like talked about mental health, but also like in a very, not like a very like lame or you forcing this on me, but in a very real way.
Yep.
So I think it's and you being a social worker, so you
I
watched
think
it as
they
well.
did it well lah. They did the portrayal of his DID
Watch it, me.
well.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my 3 plus 1 honorable mention.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Marv.
I'll go. So my second one is actually House of the Dragon.
The show that Marion came in and watched me watch, and
Which
she was like, "What are you watching?"
I actually think it's the better show over Endor in terms of writing and storytelling. Yeah. But I understand that, like what you said, some people can't stand the gore. It's not. It's actually much less gory compared to Game of Thrones.
OG Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they cut down a lot on the gore and the unnecessary sex. So this one is a bit like, in terms of like the decadence of it, it's lesser lah. But the writing is really good. Because it's I would say it's a political fantasy drama, right? So it's all about like how they maneuver, how they backstab each other, how they try to gain upper hand, how they try to get allies. Yeah, it's like Survivor, but in
a Game of Thrones
setting,
universe.
Yeah. And I'm a fan of Survivor, so it was really good. Like it reignited my interest in the Game of Thrones universe.
Washed out the last season taste.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that it has completely washed out the bitter taste of season 8, but it has made me want to read up or watch more Game of Thrones related stuff. Yeah. So when season 8 and it ended, I just totally, I think a lot of people, like maybe 99% of people out there, just dropped off the cliff for Game of Thrones.
I mean, the show kicked them off.
Like you heard about, I'm sure you heard about how horrible it was, right? From all of us, like people who watched it. And then it just dropped off the face of the earth. Nobody wanted to talk about it anymore. Yeah. So this one has kind of like reignited the passion for a lot of people. Yeah. Same for Sherilyn also. She actually enjoys it a lot.
Wait, can I ask? Does House of Dragon have anything to do with Game of Thrones?
It's a prequel. It's like a few hundred years before. Okay. So it doesn't have any like direct link to Game of Thrones in terms of the characters because they are so far apart. But they do make references to things that happen in Game of Thrones. So for example, the king, the Targaryen king, who he chooses, like, he names his heir, and then he says that the heir who takes over the throne, like who rules over the seven kingdoms, has to know of this prophecy where the long winter is coming. It's called the long night, where a super long winter will come, and then the White Walkers, which are the undead, will come and attack. So the prophecy is passed down from king to king through like a poem, which is the Song of Fire and Ice, which is what the
Which is what the
which
original
is
Game
what
of
the
Thrones is
actual
about.
Game of Thrones is called, right? A Song of Fire and Ice.
Mm.
Yeah. So stuff like that. They do make mention. Yeah, but there is no direct relation because they're so far apart. Yeah. Yeah, so that's my second one. And my third one, hold on, I can't remember.
It's She-Hulk. I know.
No, it's not She-Hulk, bro. It's
No, I'm just kidding. It won't be She-Hulk.
this one I really, really loved. Have you heard of Extraordinary Attorney Woo?
I've heard of it.
Oh, it's a Korean drama, right?
I've seen it on the Netflix banner.
So
Yeah,
good.
we see on Netflix.
It's so good.
You're talking to the people who watch the least Korean drama.
Okay, so
I don't think we've watched.
I don't really watch Korean drama also lah. Unless
Sherilyn
it's
does,
like,
right?
unless it's like Train to Busan, that kind of stuff, then I watch.
Mm.
But Sherilyn likes Korean drama, so I watched this with her because I also heard good things about it. Do you know the premise?
No.
Yeah, so
Tell
it's actually about this attorney, this lawyer called
Sure.
Woo Young Woo, who is the first I mean in the show lah, she's the first attorney with autism to pass the bar. Yeah. So she portrays somebody who has autism. Yeah. And apparently she does it very well. Like she does all the little movements, the repetition, things that people with autism do lah. And then the show kind of explores like how she navigates her way through like the actual corporate world and life as somebody with ASD, because like she doesn't get sarcasm, she doesn't get things that are inferences. She takes things very literally, and then she has an obsession with a fixation on whales. So she's always talking about whales, which can be inappropriate lah, right? Yeah. So it's
whale as in like
WHALE. Yeah, whales, like whales and dolphins lah. So I actually highly recommend this. Like it made my top 3 like shows to watch this year. Yeah, like give it one episode.
Yeah.
Like if you like it, you can continue. If you don't get it within one episode, I think you can stop.
I think Mary might like it. She likes The Good Doctor, which is the same premise, right?
Yes, it's the same premise. Yeah. The same premise.
She finished The Good Doctor, right?
Yeah.
And that's like what, 5 seasons?
So something like to take note is that if you all don't watch Korean dramas normally never have a season 2. They normally just do 1 season and then it's over.
Unless it's very good. Unless it gets
super good, which is almost never. So Squid Game is the first one that has gotten a season 2, right? And this one is also getting a season 2 because it was
not even what Crash Landed into You.
It's like internationally like recognized as a very good show. Yeah.
Wow.
So it's worth watching lah. Yeah.
Mary was just thinking about of a Korean show to watch. That's right.
Okay lah. I would say that there are standard Korean stuff, like there's romance and stuff, but it's very cute because it's not your typical Korean romance, because it's a romance between somebody with ASD who doesn't really understand what romance is, what love is.
Yeah.
And she doesn't even know like she'll say things like who wants to love me? Who wants to love somebody like me who has ASD? Then you'll be like, oh, so sad. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm sure the guy is like a saint, right? The guy, like he's her true.
So the guy is obviously the guy has to be a saint, right? Yeah. So I will admit I actually cried a bit during the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't help that even though she has autism, I bet she's quite pretty lah.
Oh yeah. She's quite pretty, but she's because
It's still a Korean.
So what happens that for her, right, they style her into like she looks like a very plain person. Like her haircut is very toot one, she has like the bow haircut, that kind of.
Let me look.
Yeah, but
extra.
Yeah, but then she has like flawless skin, that kind of stuff, like the typical Korean.
I mean, like how bad can she look, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so give it a try when you guys are
nobody will look at her and go, "Oh my gosh, she's so ugly." She looks pretty. She is pretty. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, I
Okay.
have one honorable mention for watched
Yeah. I
or
had four,
seen
but I only
rather.
chose one, so you can only say one.
Yeah. Yeah, mine's a movie. I think you watched it. It's called Prey.
Yeah, yeah. You watched it with me, right? No, the one where the predator
The
came, and
Predator
then
and
there
like
was that
the
one girl who was trying to save her brother, right? Was trying to find her brother, her older brother,
it's the
right?
one based in like the
Yeah,
1800s, I think.
Native African,
The
Native
not
American,
native Indians, yeah, native,
Native, like
yeah.
American Indians.
Like this sounds familiar, but I don't think
I think you watched it with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, you can talk about
So
it.
so it's on my honorable mention list because I'm a fan
Mhm.
of the Predator series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, since I was like a boy, my dad introduced me
Mm.
to Predator, and unfortunately, after the second movie, which was in like 1990, the rest have all
They
been
stopped.
crap. Every single Predator movie has been crap. I think Ian will know. Like
Mm.
AVP, AVP2, Predators. Predators was okay. What's the recent one? The Predator. So the Predator, which was the one before the recent one, is basically about this predator who goes around different civilizations to find like their best evolutionary
Heat
trait,
Warrior.
and then
Oh yeah.
he will infuse it into his DNA. And when he
Oh.
came to Earth, he wanted to capture a boy with autism because autism was the evolutionary trait that he wanted, that he felt was like that would make him better. Do you remember the
Oh.
Predator?
I don't remember this at all.
Okay, yeah, don't bother lah.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
So Prey was actually really very well done, and it was
I
direct
remember how he
to
dies. I remember how he dies.
yeah, it was direct to streaming. It didn't come out in the
Yeah.
cinema, and it got like
Yeah.
pretty good reviews lah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
my list.
Yeah. Well, we'll ask Sherilyn when she comes. So if she has a top three, if she wants. Okay, let's go to top three things we've done because Marian obviously will have nothing to say for something she's played. Do you have? Yeah, I was gonna
Hold
say
on,
like
I have a special guest
Yeah.
coming.
Oh,
Oh, here she comes. All right, come here. You're marching in. Okay, hold that.
hello. Hi
Hold on,
Meredith.
she wants to listen in.
Hi Ching Ching. Hi Ching Ching. Are you going to school next week?
Yes.
You're going to school next week.
Hello,
Yay.
auntie. Hello,
Hi.
auntie. Hello, auntie.
How about
Hello,
uncle?
hi.
How about uncle?
Hello, uncle. Hello,
Hello,
auntie.
Meredith.
Hello, auntie. Hello,
Okay, okay,
hello,
okay.
I
auntie.
got
Okay.
I got 10 times.
I think
I do
she
love
sounds
you.
like the record player spoil.
Hello, Papa and Mama.
Yes, we're here.
She's
You
she's
do love
she
you,
reminds
Aini.
me of my family.
Yeah.
Do love you, Aini.
You speak so well,
You speak
Meredith.
so well, Meredith. Have fun. Have a good
Mama
sleep,
Hope, I
okay?
do love you,
Are you
Aini.
gonna sleep ready? Good night.
Yes. And Tintin.
Okay.
Papa,
Tintin.
I love you. And I love you.
I will. We love you
You
too.
too.
We love you too.
I'll
Papa,
see you next
auntie.
week.
I love you.
Okay.
Love you.
Meredith.
So expressive.
Oh, okay.
Aww.
Good night.
She reminds me of Rebecca so much.
Yeah, the two of them
It's
are
just-
so similar.
Are they like?
I think they're gonna have so much fun when they see each other.
Yeah. They'll be like, hey.
She's
You know,
like,
you know, once in a while she still like randomly says, Becca Mimi? Want to see Becca Mimi? Then I'll be like, okay. Then I'll show her some videos.
Aww.
Randomly,
Okay,
like,
on that note,
randomly.
she's going to school next week, right?
Yes, she's going to school on Monday. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting time for us.
Going to school on Monday
Does
and then
she-
come
does
back on
she-
Wednesday when she's sick.
Sorry?
Does she know? Like,
Yeah, we've been telling her over the last couple of weeks that she's going to school soon. She went to school last week. I sent you guys the pictures, right? Did I send
Yeah,
you guys a picture? Yeah.
uniform
On the
uniform
uniform
measurement.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope that Monday will be smooth lah.
Mm.
Yeah. What I know that I'm gonna send them there, and then Shirley's gonna go in, and then I'm gonna go home to play games. Then I'll pick her up later at lunch. So
The
hopefully
new
it's
WoW
smooth.
expansion just came out,
Yeah, it
so
just
she
came out.
took a leave off, a week
Oh,
off to make sure that
week off.
So
yeah.
I took a week off not to play, but because Meredith was starting school, right? Because we
Oh,
anticipate that she might fall sick. Highly likely
right.
she'll fall sick. So I took a week off, but just coincidentally that the timing of the
Wow.
expansion is also on the same.
Wow.
How
Convenient.
How
yeah, that's
convenient.
right.
Totally not planned, guys.
How it just happened this way. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, okay. Let's talk about the top 3 things that we've done. So because Marion doesn't really have anything to contribute for the top 3 things we've played, so she'll be kind of bored about that. But so let's talk about the top 3 things that we've done. So I'm gonna start first. The first one is very obvious. The first one is obviously moving to Japan, and this is obviously a big subset. There's a lot of things that fall under this umbrella of moving to Japan, because it goes from everything to like finding a new house, learning how to live here, settling in, making new friends, making new neighbors, buying a car, all these different things that you kind of have to do, and you basically like you take for granted what you have like in Singapore, right? In the sense that when you have everything settled in already, you are quite comfortable. But when you imagine you have to uproot everything, it's not just like moving house in Singapore. Because when you move house in Singapore, you're just moving a physical location. Obviously, you have to move furniture and maybe buy new stuff. But in a sense, doing all these things is easy because you live in the same culture. But now you move to a totally different country, you have to like do everything according to this new culture, and then with the language barrier is harder as well. So, but I it still kind of blows my mind that we've only been here for 9 months.
Not even.
Not even 9 months. Maybe 7 months.
You
No,
guys
we
left
moved here in
in
April. So basically, we started in May, lah. Basically, May, June, yeah.
7.5.
7.5 months.
Feels like a long time.
Yeah, yeah. It seems
Yeah.
like literally stuff that happened in like from Jan to like we got COVID in
Oh
February,
yeah.
and that seems ages ago. Like it could be 3 years for all I remember. Yeah, but yeah. So I think that's one of the biggest thing that we've done so far. But I mean, it's been in the making for so long anyway. So moving here was something big for us. Okay, the next one is. This is. I don't know. Okay, so the one thing that I've been doing a lot more is that I cook a lot more. So the next one is that I cook. Top thing I've done is I've cooked a lot more since I went to Japan. Like, Marv, how often do you cook or do you not cook?
Not much. Maybe once a week. I mean, I just cooked today,
Yeah.
so that's the end of my
Yeah.
quota.
What do you cook? What do you cook? I'm just curious.
Okay. So today was a bit of a cheat because my mom marinated pork chops for me, and then she put it in the fridge. Like she came over, put it in the
Nice.
fridge, and she left. So I just had to like grill them, and then we had salad and rice and some nuggets. Yeah,
Nice.
simple lah. And then Meredith,
I wish
as
someone would
usual,
just.
for more, so she had her second dinner.
Meredith.
No, she always has a dinner with my
You know, at
parents.
your mom's lah.
Then my mom will send her back. Then when we eat, right, she'll be like, I want to eat. I want to eat.
Oh.
I want to eat something. She'll say that.
So
Yeah.
cute.
So she'll join us and then she'll eat. Like she'll have a small bowl of food. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just stuff that you're eating lah. It's just that
Yes.
I mean, I guess today she had nuggets lah. I guess.
Yeah, she'll eat like a bit of salad, some rice and then nuggets.
Yeah. Yeah, but because here for dinner, I would say actually I think in like a whole week, I think I cook almost every day.
Wow.
Or like we eat almost every day for dinner.
Weekdays is
Weekdays is
pretty much
pretty
every
much every day because like especially now where the sun sets at like 4:20, and by the time like it hits like 5, it's dark already.
Mhm.
And then it's so cold that you don't really want to go out. Like in Singapore, like it's quite nice to go out. I mean, it's actually nicer to go out eat for dinner, right? Because it's cooler.
Yep.
Like no one wants to walk in midday in Singapore to have lunch. You just go to the closest kopitiam that you can find, right? But here it's like at night, and it's also cheaper to eat at home. So I've been cooking a lot more, like, and trying to also like not always, because when you cook every day, right, you kind of don't want to cook the same thing. Yeah, so I've been like recently we made like we have like make your own onigiri. So like I'll just make different. Actually, this is quite a good idea. You just like make rice, buy like those like seasoned seaweed kind.
Yep.
And then you just like make your favorite ingredients. Like the
Sounds
first time I made it, what did we do? Hash browns, eggs, bacon.
Wow.
And-
I think that was it.
Yeah.
It was
So it's like
breakfast.
it's a breakfast onigiri. But actually, when you make it, it's quite short, lah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So actually, you actually eat a lot more rice than you would normally. Normally when like, we make like 2 cups of rice, we wouldn't finish the 2 cups of rice. But when you make onigiri, right, the 2 cups of rice just goes super fast. Yeah. So make tacos and beef stew, whatever. So yeah, that's one thing I've done a lot more. And the other thing, actually, I wanted to write something else, but I think the other thing I done was that I hit a lot of PRs this year actually, in terms of like my my weight.
No, your weights.
Oh yeah, my weights. So I have gotten a lot heavier. I'm like 80. Today I checked, I'm like 83 and a half kilos.
Hey, you lost weight.
Maybe it's the scale is faulty, I don't know. But yeah, I like hit a back squat PR this year. I hit 160 this
Oh
year.
wow, nice.
Yeah, and I don't know whether I hit a deadlift. My deadlift PR is 200 kilos, so I think I hit that at the start of this year as well, before I left. But I don't know. I mean, I squat quite often here,
Do
but
you see the Shamugam post?
yeah. So did you know about this? Shamagam Minister of Law, he hit 125.
125, I think. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not the
it-
regular Olympic one. It's
No,
the,
he did the
it
side the
called?
trap bar.
Yeah, trap
trap
bar, yeah. But it's still impressive
Yeah.
for like, how old is he? Like 60s?
60, almost 70 maybe.
Let me see.
So,
Yeah, he's old.
I mean, he's
like
he's 3G, right?
yeah, he's like same age as like the
He's 63,
Senlo
like,
era.
63.
almost 70.
He's 63.
Yeah, 60, 70. Yeah,
Yeah. What's my
So
dad's
he's
age?
pretty. Yeah, so I mean that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, he hit
Um,
125 kg.
Actually, do you read the story? He actually didn't intend to hit. He didn't intend to go so heavy actually.
Mhm.
But then he asked his personal trainer. Then he promised his personal trainer that he wouldn't go above anymore. But he wanted to show like I think it was some like public event, right?
Yep.
Where it was, like,
Yishun, I
health
think. Is
event.
it Yishun? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he just wanted to show that you can be healthy as well.
Yeah.
So
Good on
he
him.
did it. I mean, good for him, man.
Yep.
I think that the meme is his name is Shamu Gaines. Shamu Gaines. Yeah. Okay.
Any
so
honorable mentions for you?
what?
Any honorable mentions for you?
No, I mean, there's just a lot. Sometimes, I struggle with recency bias.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
It's very hard
I think
to think of what you
like,
did
actually-
like a while ago.
Yeah, like I was actually looking at Instagram, right? I was like, what did I
Same-
do?
I was doing the
in
same thing.
February
I was
this
scrolling
year?
Instagram. Then
I thought I was doing it. I didn't have time.
Yeah,
my Instagram was like just all Meredith pictures. I'm like,
yeah, same. So it's all Becca.
No,
I'm
yours
like,
is just.
no, that's when I came here. I'm talking about like
Ah,
free,
okay.
free. Yeah, but yeah. So I think it's hard because you only remember like what happened in the past. Like even I wouldn't even say 3 months. Like the last month.
Yep.
For me.
Yep.
So it's like hard. Yeah.
Mm,
Do you have?
I do.
Mm.
My first one was the same as Ian. I was also just making it to Japan.
We made it. Kita.
Yeah, it was really we're finally here kind of
Mm.
feeling. Another one was also recency bias, but recently we brought Becca to the onsen. That was really fun. I mean, cause I
Did she
wasn't
have
sure
fun?
how she
did she enjoy it?
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she enjoyed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be on the top 3. It would have been a
Yeah.
negative
True,
experience.
true,
Yeah.
true.
She enjoyed it, so that was really nice. And I think one of the I think one of the top will also be to get my Japanese driving license.
Oh, I totally forgot about that also.
Oh, we both of you got it right at the same time.
Yeah.
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 That-
We got
that's
it.
fair.
We got it at the same time. That was really nice.
So the story behind that was that I had failed. That was I failed 3 times.
That was your third try.
Actually, how
Yeah,
come
so I
you can drive even though you fail? You're on an
That's
international one,
so
right?
that's the stupid thing. It's like I drive to the driving center, I fail, and then I drive back home.
But is that legal?
We're using the
No, it's legal.
yes,
It's
yes.
legal.
Because we are driving using our international license.
Okay, that makes
It's
sense.
valid for 1 year.
Oh.
So you do need to get like the Japanese license before the 1 year.
expires.
And you can't
Yeah.
you can't
And people-
extend it, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Not you have to go back, but then you have to go back for like a period of time. You can't just keep.
Yeah.
You just keep renewing it. And
see.
people told us like from the start, like go and get it done as fast as you can because it's not like you're gonna pass instantly and get it. So like you shouldn't wait until like you have 1 month left and then go and do it.
Yep.
Because then
Makes
you'll be stuck. So we thought, okay, we'll get it. We got it done really fast. I think within the first 3 months we started the process really or something like that.
And how long did it take for you to get a credit card?
Credit card?
Yeah.
Credit card was fast, but that's also an exception. So I got mine at like on my first application I got already.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which is like I don't does
But
Miranda hasn't got hers yet?
I don't know now lah, but she got rejected. Like so
Yeah.
our teammate who arrived same time as us, like, hers got rejected.
Yeah.
Her application was
Yeah,
rejected.
because even like because I follow PewDiePie, because PewDiePie moved over at the same time as you guys, right? In
He had so much disposable
March,
income. He's-
early April, and he also got rejected. He's like a multi-millionaire. He also got rejected. Maybe they see like
so they,
this white guy.
Yeah. no, so they reject you based on not just on income, but because of like even how you fill up the form, right? Makes a difference. Like if you mess up certain parts, they will just reject you.
Oh man,
Like they don't even like normally like
they don't tell you like
most-
how to.
Exactly.
to
Like
fix
most
it.
parts of the world, you make a mistake, they'll just send you, dear sir, madam, we received your application, but this is incorrect. Please correct it and send it back to us, or something like that, right? Japan is just like the moment they see something wrong, they're like, I can't process it, reject, damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Go
so I
figure
can
it out
totally
yourself.
understand why he's getting it. He's not getting it. It's like you don't want my money. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. Yeah, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So we passed on the same day, but I think we
Nice.
passed basically because we got a different tester.
was not so strict.
Yeah, he was not as strict as our. So the previous time I failed twice. I had the same tester.
And I had that tester when I failed as well.
Yeah,
so your pass, both of you were under the same, like the
we
same
passed on the
tester,
same day with the same tester, like back to back. She went first, she passed. Then I stress, I go in.
No,
Then
but,
Yeah,
but
do you
he
feel
didn't
the
know that I
pressure?
passed. I didn't show him that I passed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like at the end of it, right? Basically, they give you. So it's very stressful. Have I told this story before?
Nope.
So basically, like after you finish your circuit, right, you'll come back and he's holding this. He has been writing on his stupid clipboard the whole time, being very stressful. Because you try on this clipboard, you're like, is it good? Is it bad? It's
No,
probably
it's a clipboard that has a cover. So they'll write and then they'll close it.
they'll close the cover. You can't. Yeah. So anyway, when you reach there, he will actually open the book and they will just kind of like go through all the mistakes that you've did. They'll just say like, oh, this is the stuff that you did wrong. In Japanese lah. They'll try to and they'll try to go through all the stuff you did wrong. And after that, they'll give you a set of paper. Either the laminate paper is green or red, right? So if it's Aoi, which is their version of green, but it's blue, it means you pass. If it's red, it means you got to try again. So basically, like they give. So it's like the last part, right? When they finish writing, then to you, they tell you all the things you did wrong. Like, just give me the dang paper. Then he takes up.
I don't
so the last
know.
one.
I don't know where I can do better. Just give me. Right?
So actually, it's quite important to learn the mistake.
It is no, but it's just that because that happened, like the guy explained all our mistakes and then we failed. So when this time when the examiner started explaining all our mistakes, I got like, oh okay, I failed again.
Yeah,
Then he explained, and he was speaking
quite fast, right?
quite fast. I didn't really understand him also.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So then he took out the green paper. I was like, oh, quite fast.
Even after talking so much.
Yeah. But I couldn't really understand him. I think he was saying like some parts the turn was okay or like slow down a little bit more. But yeah. I guess there were small things that
It's just minor problems that we have to work on, basically. Yeah, but anyway, we just got it. And then when I came out of the car, she waved her green. No, I think she waited for me. She saw my green card, green paper, so she also waved. So we were like, we got together.
Nice.
And it's a really because the driving center is not very near our house. It's like a 40-minute drive. So every time you got to take 40
and
minutes
then he
drive.
has to miss school.
Yeah, and then it's in the afternoon, so I have to miss school.
Yeah.
So
You're going to
anyway.
school at different times.
Currently, yeah.
We're in different class. I'm in the afternoon. She's in the morning class.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Marv.
I'll go.
Hit us with your top 3 things you've done.
In no particular order lah. So
Mhm.
Cruise.
My first one, yes, is my first cruise.
Ah.
Yeah.
First cruise
Where
with
did I go?
Mare.
As in, what was it called? Royal
Something of the seas, right?
Caribbean, Spectrum of the Seas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's my very very first cruise ever in my entire life. Yeah, I know it's like what 35 years, and when I tell people I've actually never been on a cruise, they're like, "Huh?
I also never.
You never been on a
Until recently.
cruise?" Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good experience. I would say I would want to go again in the future, but maybe without Meredith this time.
Can I ask you, this cruise, was it a harborless cruise? That means you didn't dock?
No, so at first it was to nowhere because of COVID, right? And
Yeah.
then along the way, like as we got nearer to the departure date, then things started to clear up, which was this year July. And then they say, okay, they're gonna port in Penang,
Mm.
but we decided not to go down now
Oh.
because you have
Yeah, but
to.
with a baby, it's not.
Yeah, there's a whole process
Okay.
to get down, and then we docked at like 6 p.m. and then they said you have to be back by 11 p.m.
Oh.
So I was like,
Oh, that's weird.
yeah. So I think Meredith was sleeping at like 8 to 9, around 9 p.m. So most of the time we are back in the room by 8 p.m. and then we can't go out lah. We can't really go out because one of us has to be with Meredith, right? So a couple of nights I just went out to the casino for a short while and then I came back. Yeah. Then we missed all
Like to
the
watch.
I played a bit.
It's not going to casino watch.
I don't know.
I played a bit lah. I played a bit of blackjack. Yeah. But overall,
What is your favorite part of the cruise, and why is it the pizza bar?
actually, it wasn't like, okay, if you talk about food, right? Because we booked the silver suites. So there's the Gen Pop, which I told you guys about, right? Gen Pop. And then there's the
It's like in prison, the main bar of people, they stay
so
in
the
the
main
main
bulk
area.
people they don't stay in the
General
suites,
Pop,
right? I just call them Gen Pop. Then the
Wow. Wow.
then there is the silver suites and then there's the gold suite. So obviously the gold suites are for people like our friend Chris, you know. Then, so we stay in the silver suites. So the silver suites has access to like this silver dining area. Yeah. And it's a buffet style also. It's a lot smaller, but the ambience is a lot better and the service is a lot better. So they treat it's similar to a restaurant. Yeah. And you can also order a la carte unlimited. Like everything is paid for. So you can order like steak. You can order what do we have? We have crab cakes. You get salmon. Yeah.
Yeah, basically whatever is on the menu you can order.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And it's off not free, I mean it's paid for, but it's unlimited. You don't have to pay extra. So that was great. Like the food there was great. So we actually met not met, I mean there was this server who served us like almost all the time that we were there. He was from, is it India? India, right? So we kind of like made friends with him, then we talked to him lah. Then he was telling us that the contract is like 9 months at a go. And then I asked him like, so how many days off do you get a week? Then he's like, sir, no off, work every day. Then I was like, bro, work every day. Then he's like, yeah, starting from like before breakfast to 10 p.m. Then he goes back to sleep in his room. Then he wakes up in the morning and he starts work again every day. Because when you disembark, they clean everything up. Then the next group comes back up on the same day, right? So he says you work for 9 months straight, and then you go home for 3 months, and then if you want, you can sign up a new contract and then join back. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't imagine. Someone he's not young. He was like 30s, I think. He has a family. I can't imagine being away from like Meredith for like 9 months.
Yeah, so this
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. Yeah.
And he doesn't even get to leave the ship. Like
so
he's
okay,
just
they
on
do
that
get shore leave, but once in a while. Yeah. So they
it
take
also
turns to have
depends
shore
on
leave.
yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind of role you have on the ship also. Obviously the expats, you know, the ones that are in like the concert, they do like the entertainers, they get more leeway.
Yeah, but it's
So did you eat at the pizza bar?
Oh, we did. I think twice.
No, we ate every night.
There was a hot dog
how
also.
long was your cruise?
4
Ours
days.
was 4 days, but you know, like it's a scam, like it's not 4 days, lah. The last day is
it's
like
like 3
Yeah
no,
lah.
it's half day, half day.
it's not even
On
half
the
day.
la-
The
on the-
first day is like 6 a.m. They ask you to you can start leaving already. So we
As in the
left at
last day?
so we left at 8 a.m.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then the first day is like half day lah. Like you get on
yeah,
for
yeah, because
lunch.
you saw around lunchtime. Yeah,
Yeah. So we got on for lunch and then they herded us to like the main area, the one with lots of like different food, right? The Gen Pop
Yeah.
area. Then
yeah,
I was like, wow, cannot sia. Damn noisy, like hawker center.
yeah. It's quite.
Yeah. So after that, right, the following meal, every meal we just decided to go to the silver lunch. We're like, we paid money for the silver suite. We're not
I
going
mean,
to that
that's
place.
that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's cruise personnel is pretty tight end. It's
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So that's my first one. So my second one is, you want to join? Okay, come here. Australians here. Meredith is not asleep yet, but going to sleep. Okay, my second one is threw a party for Meredith. Hold on, let me change.
Second birthday, is it?
Yes, let me change the audio. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Can I hear us?
Yep.
Just read our lips.
Can you hear? Wait, there's no.
I mean, now we're not talking lah.
Hey, walao, I got scammed.
Oh, sorry.
What happened?
Because they were moving their mouth.
We are pretending to talk with our lips.
Come
Yeah.
here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you were saying about your Mayor's second birthday.
So it's Meredith's second birthday. I think Meredith.
What?
It was
Meredith.
it was fun because I mean we haven't done
It's
a
her first
like we haven't done a
birthday
party, yeah. Because of COVID, right? So got to see like all our family, which was great lah. Yeah. I think she had a lot of fun also.
She did. She definitely did.
Mm.
She was like,
You have to talk nearer to the mic. You're
she's
not-
like being a social butterfly.
yeah.
Aww.
So that
That's
was fun.
good.
Whether or not we have a third birthday, we'll see lah. We'll see. You know what?
Maybe we can have a smaller one, not so maybe not
Tiring.
so
It is
big.
tiring.
Yeah, there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of planning involved. Yeah.
subcontracted, man. Ask people to do for you.
Maybe.
That might cost a bit more though.
Yeah.
No, as in not paid labor, but like ask people who love Meredith to do it for you. Yeah, do
Yeah.
certain parts.
Ask your
Yeah.
uncles and aunties to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
That sounds like a plan.
Okay, the third one for me was so I took part in 2 world first races in Destiny lah. I think Ian knows
This is the
about
one
this
that
one.
you never sleep.
It's the one where I had to stay up for 24 hours to clear the raid before the deadline, so the so-called deadline. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good experience. It's actually my third one. I did one last year when Meredith was like still a baby. Then I did 2 this year, right? 2, right?
I checked.
Yeah, I think it's 2. I can't remember lah. The last one was in August.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when does what's the next Lightfall come out?
For the next one is in March. They already announced it already. It's in March, but I'm not sure whether I'll be taking part in that one because I don't play Destiny anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess if my friends look me up,
Ask
then
you.
I'll think about
Yeah.
it lah.
No.
I don't.
Yeah,
have
we didn't think you'll
honorable-
get it.
Sorry.
Remember that we didn't. You were lucked out on the last one, right? Because they gave you an extra. Gave you
No,
extra.
the previous one. The previous one.
Oh,
They gave us an extra 24
The
hours.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did 3. You did 3.
I did 3, yeah, so far. Yeah. Do you have any top 3 things that you've done this
things
year?
you've done. Or top 2 things you've seen.
Yeah.
Wow. So impromptu.
I mean, it's impromptu because Marv
Or
didn't
one.
preempt you lah.
Anyone? Do you have even one? No?
I think cruise.
Cruise? Same lah.
Yeah.
I have cruise also.
Yeah.
Was it also first time for you, Cher?
No, it wasn't. But
Oh.
it's a first time in a long, long while. Like more than 10 years.
It's- Did you grow up like? Do your parents are the kind that go on cruise?
Yeah, like my last memory of cruise was Sun Cruise.
Which
Oh, that's a
Sun Cruise, which
Malaysian
is
one,
like
right?
non-existent already,
I
right?
don't know, maybe
I think it's
bankrupt
not.
already.
Yeah.
I don't think it exists anymore. Yeah, that
Okay.
was like my last. That was like secondary
Mm.
school. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun. Very different from what I can remember.
Mm.
Mm.
Nice.
Okay. Do you have any shows that or that you wanted to highlight? Marv said Andor, House of the Dragon, and Extraordinary Attorney Woo.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Okay, you can state your case of why we should watch it.
Why? Well, it's about a lawyer with autism.
Yeah.
I think for me, the autism bit was what attracted me to the show in the first place, lah.
Mm.
And I like how they actually, okay, it feels a bit bad to say this, but you know how sometimes Singapore shows, right? Oh, okay. There was this not that recent, but probably a few months back. There was this Singapore show that was supposedly about like dementia, autism, and things like that.
Yeah.
Okay, the actor played a good. He did well, but you actually question whether it's autism or is it about ID or is it like just you just know that this person has a special need. But whereas when you look at Extraordinary Attorney Wood, right, you know for sure that she is playing a person with autism. So I think for me that was what was very amazing lah. Yeah. And of course the storyline itself was quite nice. Brings
Yeah.
in like different angles and it really showcases like how people with autism struggles and how you can actually support them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, by the way, you don't need to feel bad for crapping on Singapore TV shows, by the way. I don't think anybody will say that Singapore TV shows are the at
Gold
any
standard.
level of quality. Yeah. I mean they like it's mostly propaganda nowadays. Right.
Mm.
Because they always like to highlight certain parts of our community, right? Whether it's the police or nurses or special needs. They're like it's very what tailored to like certain demographics. Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, okay. So before we go into games, because that's what we're going to talk about, for Marv and I, since we're all here, let's talk about family. So what are some? I mean, obviously you mentioned that you had super party for Mare's second birthday, but like, what are some highlights that you guys did, or like even for you personally, with Mare? Right. So it can be very small, simple things. I know most of it will be recency bias as well because like you only like now I'm just trying to remember how Rebecca was like at the start of the year, and I can't even remember anything.
Yeah.
How she,
Totally different.
yeah,
Totally different. So I was
yeah,
actually watching like iPhone would be like, look at this
yeah,
picture.
yeah,
So I was watching this video from I think January
Oh, she was
um
so different.
before Chinese New Year, when my mom was teaching her how to gongxi gongxi with oranges.
yeah,
And then so this video was like she was like running with the oranges, then with Mandarin oranges.
Mandarin
Right?
oranges.
Then she put it on the floor. Then she'll shake her body like that. Then I'm like, oh my goodness, like it's not even 1 year, no, it's like what 10
yeah,
months ago, and
yeah,
she's still a baby then.
yeah,
Whereas now, she's like this toddler that can talk back to you and like demand things.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like for me, so the thing about for me is that I do. Like I don't know for you guys, but like for Mary and I, there's very specific roles that we as parents take with Rebecca. Like, for example, meal times generally, except for breakfast, Marion like is the one feeding her, or Marion is the one that's like with her to feed her. So like that being said, right, when like someone else takes over that role, right, she's not happy. She's like, no. Does Meredith do that? Like when someone is not the usual person who's supposed to do it, is she like,
Not so much
guys?
like activities, but certain things lah, like when she's on our bed, because she likes to play on our bed before she goes to
Yeah.
sleep. And if we take let's say I take her bolster, like Sherilyn's bolster, then she'll be like, "No, papa de, mama de." She'll point at the bolster and she'll say, "Mama de."
Don't take other people's balls. Don't take your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very interesting because I think now maybe she's forming her idea of possession, right? Like she now Rebecca also gets very frustrated when things are not according to what she wants, and then she'll start to like, no, no, and then sometimes she doesn't know how to express herself. But the one thing I want to say, one of the highlights for me is that because I always bathe her, and bathing with her in Japan is way more enjoyable because you have literal bath time. So she's always in the bath. She's in the bath every day, right? So in Singapore, you just shower after a while, then like
then
five
squeezy.
5 minutes. Then after you're like, okay, we're done. Let's go. Like when you want to stay in the shower any longer than 5 minutes. But here she's like today she was in the stupid bathtub for like 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
I was like, you're gonna like you're gonna pop like a
raise it.
melon.
Gonna wrinkle.
You better get
wrinkle
out.
up.
Like a prune.
Yeah, she'll be like a prune.
I wanted to get her off at 20 minutes, but she just refused to come out. Yeah, but I kind of like view my bath times with her as like my time to catch up with her. So it's where I teach her numbers and alphabets because I bought those there's some like foam foam thingies that you can like when it's wet it sticks on surfaces.
Mm.
So we bought her like the whole alphabet and the whole number. So we've been trying to teach her all that. In the bath, and so I know Meredith is probably way past all this. Right? She can probably recite A to Z, 1 to like 2000 or something.
She can go A to Z, but I think there's certain things that she's still a bit lacking lah. Like colors, she some colors she still don't know. She'll just bomb like any color that she wants.
Red.
Yeah.
Everything
It's okay.
red.
Becca really only knows red and green,
Yeah.
which to me are the most important colors you need to know when you're traveling. So it's okay. So yeah, but I think that's one of the highlights for me whenever I spend time with her. Of course, there are a lot of small different highlights when like her new love for Ampaman. She knows now. Okay, so recently, okay, I don't know whether you guys know any of the characters of Ampaman except for Ampaman himself.
No.
But like
A lot.
there are a lot of characters, like, and they're all modeled after some kind of. Some are bred, some are modeled after like. They're all very weird. Like Biking Man is the villain. He's a virus. He's actually a bred
He's the-
virus.
Bacteria.
He's a bacteria of bread. Like he's modeled after bacteria because Ampaman is a piece of bread, right? He's a red bean bun, Ampaman. So yeah. So anyway, but recently she used to only know Ampaman, so she only say Ampaman. Like, but recently she just has started saying all their names. Yeah, like
She knew all their names, but like she wouldn't say them. And then was it just yesterday?
yeah, she started screaming.
Recently, yeah, she just
Yeah, and then today, like, she took the B. She took a B. She said
B.
letter B, and she was like, Biking Man! I was like, how did you know this is Biking Man? Did mom tell you this is Biking Man? And she took the A, she was like, Ampaman! I was like, I didn't tell you this.
Okay,
did
I
mom?
did tell
Or maybe it
her
was
on
you.
Wednesday.
Yeah. But that was one day, and she remembered it. Yeah. So,
Yeah, they
so I
learn
think that's
fast, at this age they learn
always
fast.
this small moment.
Yeah.
Small moments that you burst out laughing when they do something completely ridiculous. You just laugh at what you did. Yeah.
A lot, just can't remember. Yeah. But I think
How
for
about you?
me, a highlight
Okay.
this year,
Oh, I know mine.
you know yours?
Yeah.
Mine is, that's why I brought her to this huge playground, indoor playground near our place, like Safra Khatib. It's called T Play. And yeah,
What does the T stand for?
I don't know.
The-
I don't know what's the T stand for.
Oh
Total play. I don't know. lah.
my
Yeah,
god.
it's those like huge indoor playgrounds with like slides and stuff. So it kind of became like our activity, like me and her. Then she'll say, I want to go to the big playground. She'll say that.
Aww.
Yeah. So I brought her like 3 times already so far.
Only
Yeah.
three.
Yeah, only 3 times.
Felt a lot more than
She's gone 4 times. She went with my parents. Yeah. After that.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was fun. What's yours?
sleeping with her on the bed.
Oh yeah, she got a new bed.
Yeah, she has a new bed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's now a single bed.
Mm.
I can finally lie beside her in the bed. So it used to
Do
be
you?
so I'm
Mm,
in charge of like the bedtime routine, right?
mm.
As Marv always says, it's a ritual.
Ritual.
So anyway, so she would always request for us to lie beside her, or rather, when she was in the cot,
On the
she would
floor.
want us to lie on the floor. So I play with her. Then last time when I want to get out, it's easy lah because it's like bye, and then she's stuck in there, so I just run away. But now I can't do that anymore. But it's very fun, and I think it's nice that you to just lie beside her, play
Yeah.
with her a little while, even though half the time she's just like, I don't know, squishing my face, poking my nose, and doing
Like,
weird
cute lah.
stuff.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's like, how long can you do that, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, after all, she wouldn't want to do this kind of thing. She wouldn't want you to stay with her. It's like, Mom, don't sleep in the same bed as me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my highlight.
Mm. Do you have?
I think mine is probably pickup times. So
Uh,
I pick her up. I mean, I drop her off in school every day on the way to school, and then I pick her up because Ian is still on the way home at the time. Yeah, but so recently I pick her up a little bit later so that we can meet Ian on the way back, and like is yeah, I enjoy it a lot. Like before, when the sun didn't set so early, we would go for like long walks and
Yeah.
go and see the river and see ducks and everything.
but now it's 0 degrees, so
Yeah, now it's dark and cold, so we
so
don't.
we don't even and like we want to get home faster because it's cold, but she doesn't. She's like doesn't want to wear her gloves sometimes. She doesn't want to wear stuff, so we're like, I too cold. Like, her hands are ice cold. Yeah.
And then like usually when she sees Ian, she will be really happy and run to him. Only the last few days she's been like very clingy to me, but
Usually she
but
likes
yeah,
me.
those are highlight. Like, I think like our walks home together are really fun.
Yeah. You have it. You have the experience enough once you send her to school. Like the funny thing is that once she finishes school and she's like when you sneak into class, you're not getting to pick her up, right? She will actually like when she sees you, when she sees Marianne or me, she'll like whatever she's holding in her hand, she'll literally just fling it across the room and scream and run to you. And the funny thing is that we found out that every kid does this. The teacher says every kid does it.
No, I just noticed that every kid does
Oh.
it. Like, I'm pretty sure she learned from other
Yeah,
kids.
she probably saw the kids. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Is it from like some anime or cartoon in Japan?
I have.
No, I
You
don't
see whether
know.
Meredith does it or not when she sees us.
It's just like you remember that. Oh wait, my mama left me. Let me go back to
My
her.
mama is here now.
Yeah, they like scream across the whole length of the room as she runs across. Yeah. So, yeah. Mm. Yeah. And when we have this conversation again next year, it'll be totally different again.
Mhm.
Where because they're going to change so much. Yeah. So awesome. Thanks for sharing. Now, in interest of time, let's go to the Marv and I section, which is the game section. I don't know whether Sharon, Mary, you can feel free to stay for this, but
Before we go into that, let's do
Yeah.
our deck commendation.
okay.
I'm gonna deck commend.
Steam Deck.
My Steam Deck. My
The
Steam Deck.
document-
Okay. I'm recommending my Steam Deck, and I'm gonna let Charlene tell you why it's a recommendation. Please go ahead.
Why don't you say it first?
Okay. So
As a dad's
So it's our recommendation.
so if you don't know what a Steam Deck is, Marianne,
Yeah, she didn't know it at first.
I
Do-
know
do
now
you
after
have any
Ian
idea
tried
what it
to
is?
convince me. Huh? What?
do you have any idea what it is? Did Ian let
It's
you know what?
It's like a gaming console.
Okay, it's that's the general like misconception that it's a console. It's actually not a console. It's a PC. It's a literal
Ah.
PC inside this thing. Just that they added joysticks at the side lah. So the things that you see here are actually trackpads. It's actually like a kind of a laptop. Just that they added
that's
the
cool.
the joystick controls for you to play games on. So it's like if you look at it, you'll be like, oh, that's just another like Switch or something like that. But the main difference is that this is basically what you have on a laptop or computer compressed into this little thing, and it plays like almost every single game that Ian probably has on his PC. And it's not just for playing, like you can actually go into desktop mode and then you can do like presentations and stuff on it by just like connecting the USB cable to like your projector, that kind of thing. You can do PowerPoint, whatever you want. The other thing that it really has, like that sets it apart from other like handheld gaming stuff, is that you can also emulate a lot of things. Like you can install emulators and you can run Switch games on it. So you don't actually have to. I mean, it's illegal lah, but for them to it, yeah. So it's like they justify it by saying I already own it on the Switch, so I'm just gonna emulate it. But that's beside the point. So I don't do that. I just play my Steam games on them.
He has
And
enough games to play.
yeah, I mean, you can ask Ian to like show you his Steam library also. Like he probably has like more than 100 games, I assume.
You think that would impress me, or
It's not impressing. It's that we can play almost everything that we have bought on it, without being at the PC. Like you're not stuck in front of a computer. So I think that was one of the main draws for me lah. So like now, sometimes like when Meredith wants to watch her shows, like she want to watch, let's say she want to watch Paw Patrol, then normally I would sit there and use my phone because I don't really want to watch Paw Patrol also, right? Yeah. So
more like we have been watching the same 2 seasons for like
yeah, for like the last like
the
half-
nth
Oh, is
half
it?
of
time.
it.
You watch it on Netflix, is it?
Yeah. So then I'll bring my Steam Deck out and then I'll game next to her lah. So she won't disturb me, I won't disturb her, but I get some gaming done. Yeah.
Not
Actually-
helping cause.
I actually think Ian would.
I know I have this important work that I need, and I'm finally able to get it done. It's like get some gaming done.
I actually think Ian would benefit like the most among our group of friends lah. Because this is
The
something
amount
that
of growth and
No, among our group of
among our
friends.
group of friends, like like Chris and the other Ian and the whole bunch, I actually think like Ian would benefit the most because of the type of games that he plays. Yeah, if you are aware of the type of games that he likes to play a lot of JRPGs, which is like Japanese RPGs, right? And they work the best on handheld, and when you can bring them around and just complete them, because you're all single player, you don't have to like link up with somebody else. Because like for me, I love playing MMOs, which is like massively multiplayer online,
Multiplayer.
right? So I have to like be at the computer. I have to have like my headset on. I need to talk to people. Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
I want
maybe
to ask Sherilyn, what have you been playing on
yeah.
Steam
Maybe
Deck?
I'll let Sherilyn. Yeah.
I've only played 2 games so far.
Which
Vampire
What is that called?
Call of the Lamb,
What's the other one?
Vampire Survivor.
Yes.
Oh, Call of
Vampire
the
Survivors.
Yeah.
It
Vampire
is-
Survivors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's strangely addictive.
Because it's so simple.
It is, but it's tough. Like
Yeah.
I was looking at him play, I was like, wow, I think I can finish this like real quick. Like for Vampire Survivors lah. Cause like basically the challenge is just to survive, right?
Yeah, just moving around.
You're just moving around, shooting like vampires. I was like, how hard can it get? And then when I first tried it, I died in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He lasted 25 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah. But I managed to survive 30 minutes after that. I think I
Yeah.
beat your record, right? Did
Yeah,
I?
I cleared 30 minutes already.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Call of the Lamb
Nice.
is cute.
No, talk about
Yeah,
the
she
rest of
bought
the-
it to me.
Okay, but the point is you get to play the games.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get you buy one copy and multiple people can play. Technically I can do it on your computer also lah, right?
Yes.
Not the
But-
same.
I need to use
No,
your
at the same
computer
time.
to be able to do that.
Correct. So
Instead of using
So I
Instead of
can
sharing it.
play a game on my PC and then she can play another game on my account.
Oh.
on
Oh,
the
okay.
Mac.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just not the same game, lah, basically.
just not the same game. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, so that
Yeah.
was good. And
Yeah.
and the control what do you call the placement of the controls was surprisingly comfortable. Yeah, it looked really
not really-
awkward, but it somehow fits the ergonomics of our hands.
Mhm.
More than the Switch, right? The Switch
Yeah,
is a bit
I
too
was
cramped.
surprised when he first showed me the control, right? I was like, how are you gonna play on such a weird or
Yeah,
it's very
layout.
like a very weird layout.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So do you use like your thumb on the trackpads?
No, I use the thumb on the joysticks most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then what? So the trackpad is only for like specific, I don't know, specific.
Yeah,
I haven't
The
for some-
trackpad is like for mouse and it's basically
like
a
a
mouse
mouse.
trackpad lah. Yeah.
But it's
But
also
when you're in
touchscreen,
desktop
so-
When
mode,
you're doing work lah.
and you use
Like,
touchscreen
Oh, you
also.
legit can
Doesn't-
use as a desk.
Yes, there is a PC mode.
So you can watch shows on it.
You can watch Netflix and whatever you want. It's basically a PC. It's a Linux PC. Yeah.
I
You
didn't
could
know
like
that.
download the Netflix app and then download like a show.
Yes. Or you can
Oh.
just open the browser. You can open like Firefox and then just watch
Yeah.
through Firefox.
That's provided you have internet access on the day,
Yes,
lah.
yes,
But
of
if you want
course.
to download it,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my recommendation.
Mm.
I do not have a recommendation this week that I can think of. So I'm not going to try to create one on the spot. So we'll skip my recommendation for now.
You all
Uh,
have recommendations.
yes, we have recommendations every week, and we actually ask our guests to give a recommendation, like a recommendation. So actually, on that note, Sherilyn and Marianne, do you guys have like a recommendation for? It can be anything. So let me give you an example. Like last week, Damien recommended a song, an artist, Japanese, like a Japanese rock band, basically.
Colder, colder
Cold Rain,
Yeah.
Cold Rain, I think.
Colder.
And then I recommended a podcast, which is the life of Xi Jinping, which I just finished listening to. It's called The Prince. Marv recommended anime, right? Was
Gundam.
it the Gundam anime?
Yep.
Yeah, but then, it doesn't have to be media. So like the previous episode, Jamie recommended some stretchable laces, your expandable laces. So you just slip your feet into the into your shoes rather than have to tie your shoelaces. Yeah. So do you guys have any like mom recommendations? Okay, you guys can think about it. Think about it while we.
She does.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a toy.
what toy is
It's
this?
the magnetic tiles.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
I wanted to get it. I wanted to get it soon.
It's so
How?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh.
we wanted to buy it like okay, it has always been on my list of things to buy. But I have never bought it because it's so expensive. If you want to go for
Is-
like the atas brand and things like that.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've just been looking and looking, and then Christmas is around the corner, right? So my mother-in-law was like, okay, like, do you all have like a wish list of what you want to get for Mardi? So I was like, actually I have. So I told her I wanted to get her magnetic tiles. Then she was like, oh, just nice. Your cousin,
Yeah.
I mean, Mark's cousin has got some hand-me-downs of magnetic tiles. So I was like, okay lah, we just take it and see what happens. And then she loved it. Ever since she got it, right, she has been playing with it
Yeah.
daily, right? With her parents' place.
She'll build like houses for
build
her
houses
dogs.
for dogs.
Aww.
Yeah.
Dog.
then-
Oh, she has pet like stuffed toys, is it?
Yeah.
Her
Stuffed
stuffed
toys,
toys, yeah. And then we'll like build little buildings. Then she'll try and participate, try and stack it as high as possible. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, we know what happens after that. She will smash it lah, but so it was like I was actually very surprised that she liked it so much, and the adults get to enjoy it too.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's
Yeah.
fun as an adult to build it.
How much is it in Singapore? Do you check?
If you really want to
Depends
buy
on the
like
brand.
the brand, it depends on the brand. The OG brand I think is Kinetics, which is $100 over, $150 or 160 for
And
a
how many
set
tiles
of
do they give you? Like
100 pieces.
180,000.
Or 100 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was about 180
Oh my
per piece
God.
lah. But then there are the cheaper brands which cost like $50, $60.
The Chong ones from China that time.
The Chong one is like
Shopee,
$30.
Shopee.
So ours is
Can I
like
show you how
mid-tier.
much? I show you how much it costs. Yeah.
It's like they market, okay, so the atas brand, they market it as you can stack really high to like adult height. Then maybe the Chong one maybe it's like 4 or 5 tiles, and then the magnet is just not strong enough anymore. Yeah, so that's the main
Oh.
difference lah.
Yeah, I saw one the other day was like in Japan for like $30 for 165 tiles or something like that.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
thought that was normal.
You can
But-
try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that's
Rebecca will
that's
love it.
it's fun.
Yeah.
I think you guys will love it.
Yeah.
too.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, because we play with her anyway. But yeah, because compared to like blocks, right? Like if it's just blocks, it doesn't stick together. You're quite limited to what you can do.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm. Okay. Do you have a mom recommendation? You don't have.
My mom recommendation will be the show that I thought of while y'all were talking that would have made my list. And it's on Netflix. It's The Umbrella Academy.
She's watching it now.
I finished it.
Oh, she
I
You
finished.
finished
finished
it.
it?
It is
Yes.
truly a mom recommendation when
I
both
binge
moms have
watched.
been.
I didn't watch.
I was
Really enjoyed it.
only one.
Yeah, so both of you should go and watch it.
Okay.
No, I was actually watching
The
it.
wives
and
have watched
I
it.
was like,
No, I think it's good because you can never predict what's gonna happen by the end of the season.
Mm.
Like, it's very, yeah, it's not what you expect. Yeah, and
Yes.
Have you finished
it has
all the
every-
3 seasons?
yeah, I have. I finished the third season. I think soon after it came out. Then I was like, oh, it's out, and
I
then
think I told her that
started
was out.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has what's her face? Ellie. What's her new name? Ellie Turn. What's her new?
Paige.
She's not
Elliot
Paige anymore.
Elliot Page.
Oh,
No.
Elliot.
Elliot Page.
Yeah.
Yeah, she became a guy, right? She changed her
Yes.
gender. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the mom commendation, guys. Let's finish it off, Marv, with our games.
Yeah,
Top 3
but-
things that we've played. So you guys can say if you want, but you don't have to. I know this was might be boring.
Chinese.
Shannon has to do some
Top
work.
3. Oh,
Okay,
okay.
I also need to do some work. I'll go get some gaming done.
Order
Thanks,
the
guys.
Steam Deck for him. Go.
Yeah. Okay. For this one, let's do one by one. So I'll do one, you do one, and then we'll just
Okay.
finish it off.
Okay.
One, you do one. Okay, my first one, I don't know if this made your list, but I know it's a game that we both played. Top things I played this year. First one, not in any particular order, because I don't really have an order. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak.
Yes, it's on my list.
Yeah.
Sorry, no,
okay.
it's on my honorable mention list.
Oh, yeah. So it made my list. I only got into Monster Hunter with Rise, and so I think I played Rise more than you or Zitian, and I definitely played Sunbreak more than you and Zitian as well. But I think this was one of those, like, I still put like 100 over hours into it this year.
Yep.
Into Sunbreak, and I don't think I played as much of it as I did Rise. I think it's a very good what do you call it? It's a very good sequel to Rise, but maybe it's just because it's on the Switch. Like, I think we talked about this, right? If we could have cross save and put it on the Steam Deck, that I think that would be a much more enjoyable experience with 60 FPS and everything. But it's Monster Hunter is one of those games that I can foresee myself from now on playing every single Monster Hunter when it comes out. Like, it's one of those series that is going to be good. Like, I don't think there will be a bad Monster Hunter in the foreseeable future, because it's just made by the same people and they just constantly make good games. Like, yeah, even when the Monster Hunter series was first started, I never played it, but people have always said that even though it's very clunky, the mechanics of it is very good. So yeah, Sunbreak is on my list.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Hold on. So I have Call of the Lamb.
Oh, let me on list.
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
I
You finished it, right?
finished it. I think, okay, let me see how many hours I put into it. Not many hours.
No, Thought Lamb is not long. It's like once you end it already. 50, maybe?
No,
Okay.
7.2
What?
hours.
Oh, you only finished 7.5 hours.
Yeah, I finished it in 7.5 hours.
Oh, you blitzed it. That means you didn't really do a lot of the building stuff.
No, I unlocked everything. Yeah,
Okay.
unlocked everything. I upgraded everything. Like, nothing else to upgrade. Like the devotion thing.
Yeah.
Mechanic. Yeah.
After
nothing else to
you
upgrade already.
yeah.
Yeah. So I finished
Yeah,
everything.
you kept on devotion pretty fast, I think, in that game.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
So what do you? It's one of the first. It's one of the few roguelites that you like, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not really a fan usually.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because it's not a pure roguelike, right? It's also like
Yeah.
the base management
Build
part,
builder.
which I'm also not a fan of. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
building sims, but I think this one, like the way that it was done, the aesthetics, and it's kind of cute also. Like,
Yeah.
just came together nicely that made me wanna play it. Like, made me wanna
Yeah.
finish it lah. So
And because
so
Mm.
one of my I think my resolution was to finish a game every 4 months, right?
there's maybe 3 games in a
Yeah.
year.
So I
basically.
finished this lah. So I consider this as one. Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Yeah.
I don't know
didn't
if like,
finish it.
I don't know if you consider finishing Sunbreak when you reach the credits, because there's so much more after that.
No. I mean, in a sense, it's kind of. I mean, okay. So I would say when you. That's hard though, because part of the Monster Hunter experience is the end game,
Yeah, the end game.
right? So it's like when you say I finished WoW, does that mean you
Which
played the
is level
campaign?
60 or which level 7? Yeah, that's true.
Like, is that really? I mean, you would definitely wouldn't consider it, right? That you finished WoW.
Yep.
Yeah. So you don't really finish an MMO, and I think in the same way you don't really finish,
Mhm.
Monster Hunter. I mean, you can finish it once you like. Maybe if you craft all your weapons that you main. When you kill all the monsters, then you can finish it. But yeah, that's like 500 hours or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually stopped because of technical performance. Like it was just very
Bit
slow
on
on
the
the
Switch,
Switch. Yeah. And okay, to be fair, I think that the game is very well balanced in the first 3 quarters of the game, but in the last quarter of the game, for me, I felt like the base building part of it kind of like falls off a cliff because you do everything already, and you just try and then you mostly just go and kill the you do the roguelike.
Yep.
That's what I felt, and I felt like that balance is a bit off, and to be honest, I feel that the roguelike portion of the game is the weakest portion of the game.
You
Yeah,
can actually
like-
cheese it because there's this mechanic where you can sacrifice
Yeah, as
Um,
follower, right?
your follower to gain like power or extra
Yeah.
health. Then I think like if you sacrifice like a very senior follower, you can get like 100 health.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can kind of like just clear it lah. You don't have to worry about dying.
But I mean, I love the aesthetic. I think it's a very interesting style.
Yep.
And the idea of building a cult is interesting. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, number 2.
Number 2. My number 2 is okay. So I'm the JRPG man, and this number 2 is the JRPG that I've been playing recently, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Oh, nice. You actually got it.
Yeah, so I bought it. I bought it secondhand because in Japan the second market is quite big, right? Because I bought a cartridge for like $40.
Mm-hmm.
Not even $40, $39 or something like that. 3,900 yen around there. So I can resell it after that, and I can resell it for basically the same price.
Do you
So
have
basically,
to play 1 and 2 to play 3?
No.
They're not really.
so there's some connection, but it's not like it's like what I would say between Dark Souls 1 to 3. It's like, there's no story connection much. Yeah, but it is a much better game than 1, 2. I finish 2. I didn't finish 1. It is much better than both of them. It's a very, very long game, by the way. Like, I think if you blitz through it, like if you just try your hardest, you just skip all the side quests and you just blitz through it, I still think it takes 100 hours to finish. That's what people say.
Wow.
100 hours to finish the game. But I think one thing good about this game is that, firstly, the way they weave like the side quests in this game. Previous Xenoblade Chronicles games, the side quest is very lame one. It's like the typical Japanese RPG, collect 100 pumpkins and deliver. It's like totally boring. Like there's no incentive to do it. But in this game, they have something called Hero Quests, which basically like you basically unlock new characters, which you can use as your class as well. So you can change class and you unlock these hero characters by doing their quests, and their quests are very well written. So you're basically like there's a story incentive for you to do side quests, and it's also a like gameplay incentive to do it because you want to unlock the class, right? So that you can use it. So I think, and the story is really good. And the next thing is that the animations are. I need to send you. I took a video of like a cutscene, and the cutscene in this game is like. It's like super good, like because it's mechs, right? Xenoblade Chronicles is like mechs fighting each other. The cutscenes is really like you see the way the mechs fight. I would say every hour, it's like a huge mech battle that you can like. Wow, this is so cool. So I think it's one of the. I mean, there's a reason why it's nominated as one of the top games of the year, right? I think 6 of them. What Elden Ring, God of War, Stray,
Horizon Forbidden
Horizon
West.
Forbidden West, Xenoblade Chronicles, and one more. I can't remember what's the last one. But I mean, the fact that it's on that list. I mean, I think Stray is weird that it's on the list, but people loved it. I guess people just love cats. But I would say if you really like RPGs, you have to play Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and it's, to me, by far the best JRPG on the Switch. And if you
Plague Tale Requiem.
okay,
Yeah.
Plague Tale Requiem. Yeah. And if you don't like RPG, or if you want to get into RPGs, okay, I'll say this: it is the best JRPG I've played since Persona 5,
Mhm.
and Persona 5 is the best JRPG I've played ever.
Okay,
So yeah, that's mine.
nice. Okay, my
Can I
second
guess your
one-
number 2?
Yeah, sure.
Is it Lost Ark?
No, as in it's on the list lah. But Lost Ark's on the list. I can just write it down. It's okay. Yeah, Lost Ark's on the list because it's the MMO that I've been playing since it launched.
How much? How many hours have you put into it? Can you tell me? Let me guess.
Yeah, sure.
600.
Hold on.
I'm probably on low end.
Let me check. 600 is the last 3 digits.
Wait, is it 1,600 or is it 2,600?
2,661.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah, it's catching up with
Bro.
Destiny 2. I have 3,002 in Destiny 2 over
That's like my
what 5
oh my
years.
gosh. That's like my Dota hours.
I have 2,600 hours since February. But to be fair,
Oh my gosh, it's since February.
to be fair, right?
Oh wow.
Before I think last month's patch, they kick you off for inactivity after like a very short time.
Mm.
So I had a macro going that would keep me locked in because you know when the game started, there were long queues to get in, even for
So you don't want to get locked
the
off.
first like 3, 4, 5 months. So I'll use a macro to stay locked in even like when I leave the house. Because you come back, right? Then the queue is like 8,000. Then you're like, I'm not playing it.
Oh,
tonight.
so there's quite a lot of inactive time in there. 2,600
Yeah,
hours.
I would say like half of it is inactive, but a lot less now because the servers are stable lah, more stable. The queues are under control. They got the bots under control. The new rate, the latest rate is coming out in December, which is about the same time as the WoW rate. So I've also resubbed to WoW. But the fact that I actually wanna like spend more time prepping for the Lost Ark raid as opposed to playing WoW, say something lah.
Yeah.
I gotta say that the Lost Ark raid, like the whole raid environment, the raid economy, is very well done. It's just that getting there is super
It's a
tough.
pain in the ass.
It's
Yeah.
a grind. It's a
Coding and all that stuff. right?
Asian MMO grind, your classic Asian MMO grind. Yeah, but the raids themselves are fantastic. Yeah, like I think they rival like the best raids
Yeah,
I've done, even like in Destiny 2, in WoW.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's something that I wish I could do, but I know that I will never do because I'm not willing to invest the time.
yeah. There's a lot of time requirement lah.
It's not just money, right? You can't just put money into it. You
Yeah,
have
you
to actually
can't.
put time in it.
You could put money, but you would need to spend like tens to 100,000 to pay to win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they made pay to win very prohibitive in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can pay to win, but you must
You can
pay a
but
lot
You must
to
pay
win.
a lot. Yeah, a lot.
All right. Cool. So that's your number. That's one of the 3, right?
Yep.
Okay. See, all my games on the list are Japanese games. So my first 2 is Rise, which is a Capcom game, Xenoblade, which is a future connected game, and the third one I have is a game called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. I don't know if you've heard of it before.
Nope.
You can Google 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim. So I have no idea how to explain this game. The best way I can explain this game is that it's a visual novel. Okay,
Mhm.
it has 2 parts of the game, which is one is a visual novel, and the other is like a strategy, top-down mech game where you control. Okay, so the story on this is so convoluted, but the reason why I play this game is because of the story. So the reason why it's called 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim is because you play 13 different characters. And the main trope of this game, the main trick of this game is that it spans across time. So there are like 4 different time eras, and each of these 13 characters actually live in all these time eras. It has this like time hopping kind of a storyline, which I won't get into details because it's way too complicated to talk about. but the main reason why you play this game is not for the gameplay aspect, which is the strategy aspect of it, but it's really for this like this story that they're building up. And by the end of it, I was like, my first thought was, how does someone create this story? And so the story itself is very interesting, but the way that they unravel the story is it's like an onion. It's very layered, and they kind of like if I play it again, because now I know the ending of the story, I kind of know what happens at the end. I think if I were to play it again, it's like one of those, those shows like Inception, where like when you watch it for the first time, you're blown away. But then when you watch it a second time, you're even more blown away, right?
Because
You know the
all
ending.
the little things.
Yeah. So you look at you're like, oh my gosh, he did this, and then it kind of like hints to you. So I think this is one of those games where the story is very, very good, but I would say it's not for everybody because it's also a long game. It's a JRPG. I would say if you play it fast and go through everything, it's like 40 hours, 45 hours. But yeah, the story is very convoluted, and it can be very hard to keep track of because it's following 13 different characters.
Mhm.
And the way that you have to play is that you cannot just play like one character throughout. You get locked out. Like if you want to play one character, after a while they will lock you out. Then they'll tell you need to play this other character to get the
To
other
progress
side
the
of the story.
Okay.
Yeah. So and sometimes it can be very confusing because it's hard to follow 13 characters,
Yep.
right, and their stories. Yeah, and it spans across time as well, so that's another layer of But that's for me. 13 cents. If you like visual novel style games, I think this is something that you should pick up. Yep. So my JRPG roots come out again. 3 JRPGs except Rise. Marv, go ahead. Your last one.
Okay, my last one is actually
Is there another
Jedi.
game you completed?
Jedi. Yes, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second game that you completed. Oh, the first. You finished already?
I finished it. Yes, I finished it. I finished it on the deck. Like I got
On the what, sorry?
I got my deck. Then I decided that I will play it totally on my deck. The Steam Deck. Yeah, and it's a perfect game lah for the Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely perfect. But, yeah.
Like, I
Because it's the
played
kind of
it,
game that you play for a while, you stop.
Yeah, completely on the Steam Deck. I didn't install it on my PC at all. So I played like a lot of it when I was in camp, when I was in ICT.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next one lah, because I told myself I have to finish it before the next one. Yeah. So
Yeah, you did time to spare. A lot of time.
so that was good.
I'm trying to remember the. Yeah. There was a scene where, okay, spoiler. What did you think of the? Okay, so if you never played it, right? I'm gonna talk about spoiler for 1 minute. Okay, so if you don't need spoil for Fallen Order, starts now. How did you think of the fight with Vader?
Okay, the thing is that, right, because I already kind of knew
Oh,
what would happen because I saw it online lah. So I know that you can't win, you have to run. Yeah, but it was still quite awesome, like when he's chasing you.
I mean,
lah,
you fight him for a while lah, but
for a
after a while
short
they tell
while
you
lah,
should,
like
yeah.
less than a minute, right? And then after that you have to run. So that was pretty awesome. Like you really feel like the terror of being chased by Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's like it's like you fight all the the seventh sister, the third sister. You're like, oh, I'm winning, and then Vader comes. You're like, oh shit, I need to run. Like everybody's telling you, like your master's like, get out, don't stay. Yeah, so I think that's a really cool part. All right, okay, that's it. No more spoilers. Back to we finished our Jedi Fallen Order spoilers. Do you have an honorable mention?
I have a few. So I have Sunbreak, and then I also have Vampire Survivors.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, which it's really good for a simple game. Check it out. It's cheap, like 7 Sing, I think.
Yeah, but I will only buy it. I do want to buy it, but I will only buy it if I have a deck. It seems like a deck game.
Yeah,
I don't want to play.
It's
I
awesome.
played on Game Pass because it was free on Game. It's free on Game Pass,
Yep.
so I played it for a while. So I do know what it's like. But after I play, I'm like, this is a deck game. It's not a game that you want to sit down and play.
The awesome deck game. It's a game that you can like play on the bus, and then you can just pause and then go off somewhere.
It's like Hades, right? It has the Hades itch.
Yeah. I also have Gloomhaven on my honorable mention.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we're having a lot of fun with Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
Do you have any honorable mention?
Yes, I have two. So the first one is Forbidden West. Have you finished it? No.
I haven't even started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's funny because I played Forbidden West on Marv's PS5, and this is Marv's copy of. So I played it just before I left. Yeah, he lent me his PS5 and I played that. So it's a really good game. I hear a lot of people, some people they don't like it because it's like too like base. It's like a Hollywood game, right? It's like a blockbuster game. But I loved it. I think the story is not as good as the first one because the first one kind of reveals the background of the world.
Yep.
But I think it's a great story. I think it tells it's a good sequel. Like it reveals more about what happened, but in a way that doesn't cheapen the first series, the first game's story. And let me say what you want about the gameplay. I love shooting parts of robot dinosaurs.
Yeah, I enjoyed the
And I
gameplay
think
like the most about
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. And there's enough of the changes to the gameplay that I felt that it was more engaging than the first one. I think they improved a lot. So Horizon Forbidden West is on the list. It's an honorable mention, and my last honorable mention is Elden Ring. So
Alright.
Elden Ring is a game that I love Dark Souls games. I almost never complete Dark Souls games. I think the only Souls games I've ever completed is Bloodborne. But I think I play Elden Ring. I think I have like 100 hours in maybe not that much. Yeah, but I wish I can go back to it. And I think if I get a deck, it's one of those games that I will go back to. Because it's one of those games that like I do want to complete it. Yeah. So I mean, what's there to say about Elden Ring other than everybody it will probably win Game of the Year.
You think so?
You think? I mean, it's between that and God of War lah.
I think
That's
God of War
the
will win though. Because
The
I
thing
feel like
about God of War is, I
is
think
more
God-
accessible than Elden Ring. In terms of like people
Yes,
who actually
I
want
agree.
to, yeah.
I agree. And the funny thing is that I will probably put more hours into God of War. And I'm probably more excited about God of War than I am of Elden Ring. In terms of like, because I played the first one and I love the first one. And the second one, by all accounts, is better than the first one.
Okay.
So but at the same time, I think Elden Ring is one of those games that is like, people will talk about for years to come. Like, it will be a game of the decade.
There's DLC coming,
Oh, really? Is there?
yes.
For Elden Ring?
I think so.
Yeah.
They announced it.
So I think, yeah, I think Elden Ring, God of War is my cup of tea more than Elden Ring. But at the same time, I think Elden Ring will be remembered more. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also God of
So-
War is a PS exclusive, so
Yeah. So there's
That's
also
it a
less
bit.
people that's able to play it.
Yep.
Right. But more people has played Elden Ring. And I think the hype behind when it first came out of Elden Ring is way higher than God of War. I mean, the God of War hype is high, but like when Elden Ring came out, like everybody was talking about it. Every streamer was playing Elden Ring. Yeah, and talking about it.
even Elon Musk
So-
played Elden Ring.
Yeah. So I would be very surprised if God of War wins. I mean, not say surprised, but
No, lah,
Yeah.
Stray will win, lah. Stray.
oh my gosh, Stray.
Stray will
I
win,
can't believe it's
sia.
on the list. I did. I mean, I understand that people like Cat, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't even know how he got on the list. Game of the year, leh.
Okay, so how apparently how this list gets created, right? Is that they ask publications across the world and they don't give them a list. So it's not like they give you a list of 100 games, the top reviewed games. They just tell them, give me your nominations. They'll just say you best sound, give me your nominations. Best music, give me your nominations. Yeah, so then they pick it from a lot. That's why because I heard this from the Friends Per Second podcast. That's why Diablo Immortal is on best mobile game.
Yep.
Even though it got like the worst reviews, because when you think of the top mobile games of 2022, Diablo Immortal is on the list, right? It's one of the biggest releases. Even though it sucks, like in terms of monetization,
Yep,
you
yep.
will put it as one of your top games. So I think maybe just people were like, oh, I don't know what games I want to put, so I like Stray, so I just put Stray. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, you have between like not a lot of our games came out this year. That we like none of the games you played came out this year.
Call of the Lamb came out this year.
Yeah, but Call of Lamb I think it's best indie. I think it's nominated for best indie.
Probably.
Yeah, but not for the best game. Yeah. All right. So it's been okay. Can we just finish it up with? Let's talk about what were our resolutions at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Whether we filled it. I definitely didn't, but
mine is the yours obviously failed. Mine is the complete 3 games within this year.
yeah.
I'm on track. So I finished Call of the Lamb. I finished Jedi Fallen Order. I'm currently playing Resident Evil 3
Mm.
on the deck. Like, I bought it because it was
Mm.
on sale during the Halloween sale thing. Got it for like I think like $10.
Yep.
Yeah. So I've been playing it I think for the last week or so. So I'm definitely gonna finish it. And then I would have hit my resolution lah. I'm actually also intending to get Callisto Protocol. Just came out today.
Oh, bro.
But then the
Don't, I think.
reviews haven't been very
Do you,
good.
do you watch the Switch Up review?
Yeah, I
He
think
says I do not recommend.
so far it's like it's a 7 out of 10 kind of game. And it's a very short
Yeah.
game, you know. It's like 10 hours only.
yeah,
So I'm
I think
not
you
sure
should
I want to
watch
pay
the
full price
review.
for
yeah,
a 10-hour game.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watched his review. I don't think you'll like it, especially now that you've been playing RE.
Is
I don't think you wanna
I've
play
watched a lot of reviews on it
Yeah.
already lah. But it's like $80 for a 10-hour game.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, if it's a
$8 per
great
hour.
10-hour game, I will pay, but it's not even a great 10-hour game.
It has its Steam review is mostly negative.
Yeah, because I think people expected Dead Space, but they didn't get Dead Space.
Yeah, they got a shittier version of Dead Space.
They got. It's not even that because Switch Up said there's no puzzles in the game. There's no puzzles in the game. It's a very linear game.
Yeah, it's
it's
very
a
on the
corridor
rails thing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no. So the thing about linear games is that the thing about horror is that it's more scary when it's not linear
We need
because
to
you
explore.
don't know where to go. Yeah, you need to explore and figure out.
Yeah.
So but when it's a straight line, you're just like okay lah. So the most you can do is just to jump scare me, right? Like enter a new room, then you scare me.
Which was one of the criticisms. So there's a lot of cheap jump scares.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So
I mean,
I think I will probably
wait.
wait until it's on sale.
yeah,
before I get
just
it.
wait. Yeah, and he also says it doesn't work on the deck. As in, it's very poor on the deck, so it's not. You can't even play on the deck.
Well, the next one that I'm looking forward to in December is
Mm.
FF7 Crisis Core the remake.
Crisis Core remake.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna play that one. And
That's
it's coming
not-
out on
but that's
Steam
not
also.
on- Is it on Steam?
It's coming out on Steam, Switch, like Xbox, everywhere.
It's coming
Yeah.
on Switch.
So I'll get it on Steam for sure lah. I think you should
Yeah,
get
I
it
mean, I
on Steam.
won't
If you're gonna
do
get a deck, you should get it on Steam also. Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not gonna get it on Switch because I don't wanna have to run it like ass.
30 FPS.
It is coming out 14 December.
Yep.
So it's basically running the same system as FF7, right? The remake.
It looks like the same graphics, right?
Yeah, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks exactly the same.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to how they're gonna change it up because it's definitely gonna change something up. Like how they changed
Yeah.
up remake, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
yeah, that's one of my biggest
Things
games
you're
I'm looking forward to this year lah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if I get a deck,
and for you, I know you
Cool.
definitely failed your resolution like super early.
yeah. So I think I bought Triangle Strategy, which is another JRPG in March or April, I think.
Yeah.
And then after that, I bought Xenoblade Chronicles. So every time I see a good JRPG, I'm like,
Can't resist.
I kind of want to play. I just kind of want to play a JRPG right now. Yeah. So that's definitely not. Was that our only resolution? We only had one.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're running really long now, so I think do you have anything else you wanna to add, Mark?
No. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna have a special guest in
Yeah.
next Saturday. So we're gonna have a gamer mom on the
My
podcast.
mom. Yeah, a legit gamer mom. She plays Souls games, so look forward to that.
And she's better than us.
Yeah, much better. So yeah, look forward to that. You can, as usual, you can find us on all our usual social media. Whether it's on you can find it on if you're on Twitch, you can see it. It's on we're on Spotify, all the places you can find podcasts on. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook as well. If not, this is the Two Gamer Dads podcast, episode 24. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.